So it should be live. And now I'm going to start a recording as a backup. All right, go ahead. And I'll make Chris and all the committee members co-hosts. Go ahead.
So Joe, you want to introduce yourself and the date?
Most certainly. I'm Joe Thompson, and I chair this committee. I'll go down the line.
I'm Sharon Curtin, a board member.
Hi, Veronica Castro, member of the Economic Development Committee.
And gentlemen, our guests.
I'm Alcalia and I'm an applicant.
On the screen you have Joanne.
Oh, you're with him.
I am Miguel Dyer, and I am a new member, honored and privileged to be put on the Economic Development Committee by Chair
welcome.
Bernadette Ferrara.
Cool.
Well,
Welcome aboard.
we're happy to have you, and
And
I
Harry.
know you'll be a good addition. Somebody who actually asked to be here.
And I'm Joanne
We
Rubino,
have,
co-chair.
Harry
We have
Sutton.
a couple of speakers here also, Bob,
Robert Press, community resident.
and this gentleman back there.
Hi, my name is Frank. I was invited by Jeremy. I'm not quite sure what the meeting is about, but I'm here to help us explain the meeting.
Frank, if you wouldn't mind signing in, please.
Okay.
And just to finish with the committee, we have Joanne Rubino. She is the co-chair, and Harry Santella, who is also a member of the committee.
Brand new. Well, first of all, just for new members and anybody who's not aware, we're basically here, sort of as an oversight committee. We look at locations, we look at licensed premises, to see if they meet up with the standards from the SLA and from the community. We asked for police reports to see if there were any events police had to be involved in. And we asked the community if there's any complaints. Do we have any complaints from the community, Chris, on any of these locations?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
And for the record, the 49th precinct didn't have anything either. I know you asked that before, but we weren't recording, so I just want to put that on the record.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Chair.
The most important thing, you have to have a good secretary and an assistant secretary and an assistant to the assistant secretary. But we have a great group of people, and our job is basically that, to look at locations that may be problematic. And we take a look at them and we report. We report on new licenses and new people coming into the community and make a report. So the first, our renewal licenses, people have had licenses before, is Portofino Cafe Corporation.
Sure.
To
Excuse me, sorry. Will we do them first before seeing them here?
what?
The Astor Barn Grill, these gentlemen are here from the Astor Barn Grill. Do we want to do them first?
Can we do them first and then-
Oh, yeah, so they can,
Leave.
it's good idea.
Thank you.
So let's start with the Astor Bar and Grill LLC. This is at 726 Astor Avenue. It has been a licensed premise by a previous owner for quite a few years. From the previous owner, we've never had any problems. Inside, it's well maintained, it's well lit. It has adequate means of egress in case of fire or problems. The owner is here and he can answer any questions that you may have. I took a look at it. It's state of the art. It's beautiful kitchen and beautiful bar. I have one question about it though. When you say you're not asking for an outside license, but we always have people seated in chairs, drinking coffee and that kind of thing. Would you like to address that?
Checked off for sidewalk cafe.
Yeah, You're not applying for a sidewalk cafe license,
No,
but you do have
Mhm.
people outside that, drink their coffee outside.
the guy that
And
I took from,
chairs.
yeah, he said that after 4 that nobody said anything. They put a few chairs there, so then they smoke outside.
Yeah,
That's the reason they left that.
okay, okay. It's never been a problem because
No,
the previous owners used to do that too. And it's never been a
I
problem.
live in the neighborhood for 18 years under the big building across the street, and there was never a problem.
No, it's never been a problem. I live in the area. I know the well.
Yeah,
I know your location well.
I live on the big building over there.
So, and we've never had a problem there. Which is good. You're not gonna have tables, just the chairs.
Just a chair, no tables.
How many people will be in there?
You are inside?
Yeah, what's the?
Inside is
capacity?
10 tables.
10
That's it.
tables of what?
Oh,
And a bar.
and a bar, eight,
And how much is the table?
chairs.
Like 4
Eight
people
chairs.
on the table or?
4 people on
Eight
table, yes.
Oh, 8 chairs at the bar.
8 chairs at the bar, yes, and
Keep going, I see something. I didn't see the.
Did,
Let's say you have a kitchen, you know, when you have kitchen and use your things,
I
you have to get a service company that service the,
already got that, yeah.
I don't see.
It's not on here, the questionnaire, it might be on the questionnaire, it's
Questionnaire,
not on the
oh.
application. Yeah, we don't attach the questionnaires because there's privileged information on there that we,
Oh,
yes, we usually only look at.
because they are new business, that's why I wanted to.
But I can provide that because there is a
You have it
sticker.
now?
I don't know, but I'll find out. You guys wanna, I'll mail it to you or so, because they put a sticker.
No,
on it.
we also need to look at the COV, sorry,
Well, Chris, do we have this, the, CO,
COO.
COO?
yeah,
Sorry, we don't have to.
Let me look, hold on.
Okay, because Chris may already have it.
what system is that? It's a brand new system, I know. Is that an Ansel system?
The answer system, what's the name of that do your service company every 3 months?
That, if I answer, I'll lie, so I have to ask the guy what kind of system that is.
Usually that's for like, you know, carbon monoxide, you know, you gotta get service company. So we do look into that very seriously. Smoke comes inside and you get, you know, your laptop, people can get carbon.
I do have that, I had them.
You do have it, do you?
I do have it, I
Well,
do have it,
probably
because
could have-
they come and they did
The
the
service.
service and everything, yes.
And your exhaust goes to
To
the
to
roof.
the roof, yeah.
It's a one-story building.
Yeah,
You said you have an egress, right?
Mhm.
You have the egress, right?
So,
Look at your emails, guys. Everything is attached in emails.
yeah, yeah, the
Who's
egress,
trying to-
they have 2 ways out. They have 2
That's
exits.
45.
They both open out. So the egress is fine.
Good.
We can see everything from the street
you should.
and that's fine. But look, well,
And
I don't-
you, on these egress, you have exit sign and emergency lights, right?
Yes,
On both sides.
Yeah.
And you have cameras.
yes,
And lastly, what's the operation times?
it's 10 to 11 there, so let's say midnight.
and you bring in the chairs 4 o'clock or
After 4,
daytime? Okay,
no daytime, only after 4,
okay.
when there are no kids and after
Okay.
school,
Are you the sole owner
yes.
and this is your interpreter?
Yes, my translator.
Okay, anybody else have any questions?
Oh, it looks pretty good.
Any questions on the screen?
No, it looks pretty good.
Quick question. Let's say 12 o'clock?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again?
Your answer to the operating hours to let's say 12 o'clock.
So Monday to Thursday, so what?
No, it's Monday to Sunday, the same hours, 10 to 11:30, we serve food. 10 a.m. to 11:30.
That's it.
And then midnight, he closes.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
So midnight is
Midnight is
not
closed for
closed. Yes.
business, okay.
Let's see, what else do I have for you?
Any more questions from the committee
Can't really
members?
picture it all, but-
Okay, we have any more questions?
This used to be Zoomy, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Joe, I have a question.
Go ahead, Bob.
Now, you're serving liquor, correct?
No,
You're not serving liquor? Okay, then my question has no merit then.
Okay.
But it says bar and grill, that's why.
No, I see, but take off liquor, beer and wine.
Yeah, are you going for a full license?
full license, yes.
So that means that you are
Yeah.
gonna be serving liquor.
Okay, then my question does have merit.
Oh, I thought he.
Yeah, because you have
No.
three.
Yeah.
What we meant right now,
Oh,
so right
okay.
now
Oh,
they're not. okay.
When you get your license, you're right near the high school there, Columbus High School.
Yes.
How are you going to determine how a person is under 21?
I'll check their IDs.
Have a checker, or you're just gonna look at it manually?
Good question.
No, I'm gonna look them manually. I don't have a checker.
Okay?
Well, I have no questions. I have no further questions. I make a motion that we have no objection to this license going through.
I'll
I
second.
second it.
All in favor? Oh, any dissensions, any objections?
No,
Okay,
Okay, so
carry.
motion carries that we send a letter of no objection to the SLA.
yes.
You're free to stay if you want, or you could go.
Thank you. I
Like
I
I
have to
stated-
get back to work.
Coincidentally,
As stated before, if you
was it
wanna
you I
join
spoke
the-
to on the phone?
Yes,
Okay,
thank you.
If you want to come to the full board meeting, it's Thursday, 7 o'clock at Maestro's. You don't have to come, but if you wanted to come, you could.
It's gonna be Tuesday, Veronica.
Maestro's on Broadway.
Veronica, here you talking to you.
Tuesday.
It's gonna be Tuesday.
Tuesday, sorry, yes, the date.
This coming
changed.
Tuesday?
Yeah, this coming Tuesday, sorry.
the full board,
Usually Thursday. This month is Tuesday.
we recommend here, the full board votes.
Okay, thank you. I'll try to be there.
Thank you.
It's gonna be
Good to see
online.
you.
It's gonna be online.
Thank you. Thank
Don't
Yeah, you'll be live like this. You could be in there.
you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Take care.
Okay, that was, it's a good place. It's well, put together.
Anybody in here?
Nobody, I don't think any of the other,
Yeah, there's no other guests.
Big 10 Morris Park Avenue. My name's Frank Barkley.
Which one?
Pardon?
You,
you're just here to,
He was asking who I was.
yeah.
No,
Oh,
no.
no, yeah.
You're not one of the,
No, I
the
have no,
establishments.
no, it's my first time. I just wanted to kind of get more involved with the community, see what you guys do here. I was invited by Jeremy.
Welcome.
I'm observing.
Thank you for joining us.
Maybe there's something I can do to help.
Awesome.
well, let's try not to disappoint you. Okay, let's go to,
No, let's go back to the renewal, because that'll be quick.
let's see, which one?
All the renewal.
Yeah.
Do them
Well,
in one motion.
Yeah, our motion was no objection. And it passed. Okay, renewals, Portofino Cafe Corporation. It's at 2008 Williamsbridge Road. They've been there since I was a boy.
Okay.
I have no problems. Chris, do you have any complaints about them? Chris?
You asked me once, Joe, I'm gonna say it for all of them. We didn't have no complaints.
Okay, I just like to hear your voice, Chris. Make sure you're
I
still
hear
there.
you. I know you like my voice.
All right. Okay, so Portofino, I think most of us know it. We have no problems with the police, with the community. I make a motion that we have no objection to their renewal.
I second it.
Shruttle seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
I,
All opposed? When opposed?
I would say something, but I don't think Jeremy knows that I'm part of this committee.
Oh, Harry.
all right, hold on. Actually, we should have a discussion before we.
Before the vote is over. So what would you like to talk about?
No, I'm just saying, I approve that application.
Oh, okay.
Part of the committee, he says.
Yeah, you're definitely part of the committee.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Veronica called your name earlier, but you didn't answer. No.
Yeah, I mentioned you as being part of the committee, so you're good, Harry. Who,
No, it's a long story. I'll tell you when I see you in person.
okay,
Oh.
Okay.
And,
Yeah, we should
somebody-
open the discussion.
Objection?
The floor is open for a discussion. Anybody want to discuss that before we vote? Think. If not,
Hearing none.
Okay, but somebody made an objection, I believe.
Oh,
who's
who
our-
made an objection? Would you like to share it?
I need to know who did it in order for it to.
I think that my yes was
Delayed?
delayed, yes.
Okay.
Oh,
no
okay, that's
worries.
what I heard
Okay,
it.
no objections, yay.
Okay, no objections, no abstentions.
Motion carried.
Motion
We
passed.
pass.
That's, photo. G.
Okay. Jay's Tavern, 1556 Williamsbridge Road. Chris, do we have anything on you don't have anything negative from the police department?
No,
And
sir.
we don't have any. Am I right?
Nope, nothing.
No, you didn't have that for nobody.
No, okay. We have no complaints at the community board.
No, sir.
Joe, did you know this establishment though?
Which one?
The same one you talk about, Renewal, JM. Raman,
No, I'm not. Oh,
you,
it used to be a problematic place.
that's what I'm asking you, do you know anything about it?
No.
The only
Is that
thing
it?
they had a problem with, two that I remember. One, they had some issues at the backyard. Sometime people used to go over there in the backyard. But it's been ages since we have had any complaints. And only once, and I mean only once, for as long as I've been with the board and with my entire career, we had an issue that it was served to a minor. But there was a mistake, and I remember very well the waitress. She was there for ages, for like 23 years, and only once in her lifetime she did a mistake. And
Ah.
actually, she was crying. I remember she was in our meeting when we,
I remember, now. He was crying in the meeting. I remember.
right when we had it at Einstein.
Yeah.
And that's about it. But that was a long time ago. I'm talking about
But
7
it was
years
fast.
now already, because already 3 years since COVID, and another 3, yeah, about 6 or 7 years ago.
Oh, okay. And no complaints since then.
Nothing whatsoever. No, no.
Well, I make a motion to send to SLA, no objection.
All right.
I second it.
Mr. Chair,
Oh, wait,
Open with it.
excuse me.
if I may.
We have to.
So I do attend Jay's Tavern, and I can say honestly to this board that they do card anyone that they do not know, that they know that is not under 21, they will card them. And they've been very on top of that. And I usually sit at the tail end of the bar and I can see the bartender, she does, or he does engage all the patrons to make sure if there's a stranger that comes in too, you know, if somebody's carded and they know the person, they know that person. But when they don't know the person, especially a younger crowd, they all get carded. So that is to me, a very reputable place. Sometimes mistakes happen, but I have not seen it for years that there was a mistake. So I would recommend that license does get renewed.
Well, since you go there often, is this the same owner for a number of years?
Well, it's a new owner. He went to the Wicked Wolf, George, the owner of the building who used to own the bar, and now George runs the bar. They run a very reputable business. I could also say that it is safe. They know what's going on, and so that to me, that type of engagement is why it is a good place to go to. You know, I don't go every week, but I do attend, and the backyard for COVID, I know a lot of people were smoking. They couldn't be inside, so they were following the rules. I can tell you, and I haven't seen any problems in a long time regarding.
Or
the
would you
smoke.
say your name for the record?
State your name.
My name is Ephraim Gonzalez III.
Thank you.
Well,
The first and the second own the bar.
yeah.
Well, we thank you very much for that and that input, along with our own observation.
When you said a new owner, I mean, is the same name they're gonna be carried with the same?
Yeah, so he's George is the owner. He's the one who has the liquor license. He had a partner before, and now he runs the Wicked Wolf. So, they're good owners. They stay on top of, they know their patrons. And to me, that makes the best of bars, you know, when you
Me
make a
too.
community. Yeah.
Okay. So, motion?
So you seconded it already, so.
Yeah.
So with the discussion,
Any
that was one of the
abstentions?
Any abstentions?
objection,
Any objections?
motion carried.
Okay, motion carries.
Okay.
Okay,
Supporting Mexican food.
let's see. The Astor Bar and Grill.
We did that one. We just.
Oh, yeah.
No, the
First one we did.
Chipotle,
Yeah. Chipotle,
Mexican food.
Mexican Grill, 2190 White Plains Road. Do we have anything negative about Chipotle?
No, sir, except that food is sometime cold. That's about it.
Well, it's a beautiful location. It's a beautiful place. It's airy, it's spacious.
But
it's
don't
right-
eat the lettuce.
Sorry?
Don't eat the lettuce.
But,
It's an inside joke, Joe.
no,
You visit this place, Joe?
yeah,
You ever
I
visited?
visited space. I have seen the space outside and inside. It's airy, it's light. There's no crowding, there's no problems there that I can see.
Park and anything.
Well, parking on the street, anywhere on White Plains Road, you can't park. They even allow double parking on White Plains Road off of Pelham Parkway. They allow it.
Absolutely.
Because they have no other choice. Businesses would close if the people couldn't park and stop. So they've been very lenient with double parkers
Lately.
on White Plains Road.
You can make a
I
mistake.
see, and I've seen no problems there at all. Do we have anything in our records as far as the community board or the police department?
No, sir.
Okay,
I'll
And
make
all
a
the
mo-
information, questionnaire, diagram, everything is emailed to you. I emailed it to you. The gentleman, the lawyer, he was good enough. He sent it to me and I forwarded it to you, so you guys should have it.
They sent a lot of information, so they sent probably more than what we needed. It was very good.
Yes.
well, it
Okay.
looks like it's an excellent run business. So they've done a good job with it. And I think they want to keep it that way.
Right.
So motion?
I'll make a motion. We send a letter of no objection to
Excuse
this.
me, doesn't the committee have an input first before you make motions? And I do have a concern regarding this establishment.
Please.
All right.
Oh, go ahead, please. Roxanne.
This is Roxanne. Yeah, I don't think they're a good business. You should speak to sanitation police who constantly are there, summoning them, and they ignore the summons. They just write up as closet business. They're notorious for when at least Popeyes and Starbucks have been using the trash bins with the wheels so the trash doesn't remain on the ground. So when their private car that picks it up, the bags don't break onto the ground. But Chipotle has not been very willing to work with the community and myself as well. They just leave trash bags in the morning. There's avocado, rice, everything that the rats love, and they leave it there until the bid picks it up. And on weekends, there's no bid, so it's there from Friday evening till Monday morning. And not once do they ever sweep in front of their store. And I asked the manager, and they have a big turnover with managers. So I forgot who's the new manager now. And they feel like then it's not their job to sweep in front of their storefront, but by sanitation, they have to sweep up to 13 inches from the curb. So they're not a good business. They're the majority of the reason why we have rodents, because of their they refuse to keep their trash intact. get trash bins, so the trash is not on the ground, and then not clean up or have their private carter clean up when they pick up the trash bags. This is an ongoing issue the sanitation is aware of, but they said they can only do is summons them. They can't really do anything besides summoning them. It's an ongoing
Well,
issue with them.
there's two things you have to keep in mind, Rox. Number one, there's a lot of rats on White Plains Road. And most of them are down by the other side, by the other end. But there's a lot of rats. We have a lot of food. We have a lot of mobile vendors. We have a lot of trash. Now, they do have, the White Plains Road bid does have a person who does clean up in the mornings. And they've always had that. But because of the traffic and because of especially all the vehicles that are coming in with food, and there's a big vehicle, a huge truck with food, cooking and everything else right in front of their store. So I don't think you can look to them for the rats. I think you can look for the truck.
No.
But
The
they're legal also.
That's
a sanitation issue. That's a sanitation and not
The
liquor
food
license
truck
issue.
is in front of the smoke shop.
That was what I was saying.
But-
I understand sanitation, that's why it's sanitation police. The food truck is in front of the smoke shop, not in front of Chipotle. But the thing is, the food belongs to them. It has all their name brand on it, and it has all the ingredients that they use for their menu. And it's in front of their store, and the bid does not always clean in front of there, because the person that clean it's not his job to be cleaning their stuff every day, because he has spoken to them to keep the trash bags intact, or to at least speak to the private carter that when he picks up the trash bag, he cleans up after they pick up the trash. That rice, beans, avocado, or everything you can imagine. I'm not talking about bits. I'm talking about bags full are remaining on the ground. I have pictures of pictures and pictures daily. And so there's sanitation, which is why they summons them. They wait for them to open their store 1 hour after they open the store. They get in 1 hour to after the store opens, to give them a chance. If they don't clean up within 1 hour after they open, which they don't, they receive summonses. But obviously summonses are not enough for them. For some to say they're good businesses, they're far from being a good business. They are notorious for, they are a major factor in keeping the White Plains South Corner a mess. It's not the fruit vendors. The fruit vendors clean up after themselves. Whether you like them or not, you can not blame people, scapegoat people. The main person, the main culprit in the trash in that bid is Chipotle. I take pictures daily.
Well, we're not gonna stop the liquor license because of that, because there is garbage, because there's garbage all up and down the street. And you have rats, again, all up and down the street. And the food vendors, maybe they clean up after themselves, but they excrete water. They use a lot of water, and it's tainted water, and that goes into the street. Now, I will do this. I will have a talk with the bid, and we will call sanitation. But as far
That has
as
been done already. Sanitation is very
their business is
very
concerned,
proactive.
Joe speaks first.
Please don't interrupt. Let everybody have their turn speaking.
so as far
It's
as
just that it was already done. That's all. That's what reason why I'm saying it's been already done.
no,
No.
I have to hesitate sometimes. Some people can keep going on in a stream. I have to hesitate. And but as far as that's concerned, until we can get rid of all the food vendors, because they do excrete water, and that's tainted water, and that goes into our gutters. So I'll talk to the White Plains Road bid, and we will call sanitation on this and make a note of that. We will call sanitation on this. And I'll talk to them. But
Miguel has his hand up.
just in packaging the garbage and making sure it's packaged tightly. But they're not the only ones that are suffering from this.
You know, but I understand, but because they're not the only ones doesn't mean that they get a free pass. I mean, there's those that don't practices that kind of bad behavior. There are other stores that do maintain their trash properly, but obviously I'm not going to go anywhere with this committee. I'll follow up with myself with the pictures I have. No need to go on. Thank you so much.
Roxanne, quick
Roxanne, can we
question.
get?
Hold on.
Go
Have you
ahead.
reached out to the corporate office about this?
It doesn't make, I mean, I've been doing a lot, but obviously I was hoping community board would be a partnership and trying to hold them accountable to say that, to say other people do it, so it's not a problem. Let them do it because other people do it. I don't think that's a good, for me, it's not a good reasoning to say it's okay for them to do it because everyone else supposedly does it. I don't think, we'll
That
never get
wasn't
anywhere with that kind of
Roxanne.
thinking.
That wasn't the reason. The reasoning was for you to see the entire problem.
I
This is
do,
not
believe
just
me.
One little store. This is an entire problem.
Ms. Delgado.
I see the problem, but they're the ones that are applying for a liquor, for renewal. That's why I'm mentioning them. I'm quite aware of all the stores are good and all the stores are not so good. And especially that smoke shop.
Roxanne, this is Chris.
Okay, one
Yes.
more.
Okay, what we're gonna do, what we're gonna do as community board, since you mentioned it. I
Okay.
can contact the headquarters and can talk to them and we can bring up into their attention about the sanitation issues that you're bringing up.
Should be a
Uh-huh.
sanitation.
But you gotta understand, the liquor license, it's not affected whatsoever by the, how they keep upkeep of the sidewalk and so on and so forth. So
Well, you're
this is
right.
completely a different thing. But when it comes about maintaining the outside, the image of,
Mhm.
I can talk with the headquarters. I have no issues whatsoever. I have their information. I can call, or if necessary, Jeremy, the manager, can go over there and talk to the manager over there and straight up. But in the same time, as you remember very well, at the last meeting, it was brought to our attention about the upkeep of the entire bid. And we tried through the elected official, in this case, Councilwoman Velasquez, tried to get the bid, the director of the bid into a round table so we can bring our issues there. So far, they have refused.
I understand, but the thing, Chris, I agree with everything you say. I agree with you 100%. You're right. I can't argue with that, especially with the liquor license. I just thought we could bring it up since they're asking for renewal, like negotiation. I'm not saying we can't block their license. I understand, but
Right.
lastly, there are issues on the bid, but we cannot say there's issues like Chipotle who are main factor. We could target the ones that are big factors in the White Plains blight. We can really make a change. We're going to target everybody. We're not going to address anything, but Chipotle is a major contributor to the trash and
No
rats.
problem
Say for the
whatsoever, but
record.
that's why
I hope you got your answer, but we're going far afield with this. I think,
Okay, thank you, Chris. If you could
Miguel,
follow,
Chris
I
has
appreciate it.
explained it to you very clearly.
Yes,
Miguel,
and I said that. Thank you.
Miguel, did you have something to say?
Miguel?
No, Diana.
Okay.
Diana.
No.
Yes, I just
Diana?
wanted to emphasize that it's true that Chipotle has Chipotle trash outside all the time, every time I walk past. And when you go in to ask them about it, they're very uncooperative. They're just not a good neighbor. And I think that this is an opportunity for the community board. I understand it doesn't have anything to do with a liquor license, but they should be a good community member. They should be a good neighbor. And the way they don't provide a receptacle for the trash and don't care about cleaning it up, it hurts the businesses on either side of them. It's just not good. And I think this is the community board's opportunity to say something to them about it. And I don't think it's right to put it all on an individual member of the community who's just doing it out of her own time and her own effort. Don't put it back on her and tell Roxanne that she's the one who has to
Trying to
go to
explain to you
sanitation and go.
exactly what steps
This is
we're
something
gonna
for the community
We're not
board who has
putting
the
it on
power.
one person. We are going to take steps on this, as far as sanitation is concerned, as far as the bid is concerned.
Right, we never said that Roxanne had to do it all by herself. Multiple
Well, somebody
times
was
told
just
her to do that.
suggesting that she go take it further and
I asked if
on
she
her
had,
own.
I simply asked if she had gone to the corporate office, because if not, then that's something that we can do. But it was never actually answered, so I don't know if she did or not.
Okay. Yeah,
I think you've heard
I
us.
didn't
I
want to
thought you were
answer it.
asking
think
her
we've
to
gotta
go to
move
the
on.
corporate office.
Harry hand is up.
We have a hand
I
up.
didn't want to answer it because it doesn't matter if I did or not, because it would have been better if the community board does it. It might come out stronger with a community board. And lastly, I like to say, for the record, they are not a good business. And we shouldn't be saying, unless other people get their act straight, that Chipotle gets free pass. They should not get a free pass. They're notorious.
No
And I'm
one
going to say, for the
suggested
record,
that.
they are a very, very bad business for this community.
Nobody suggested they get a free pass. We said we were talking, we were going to talk to them. We're going to talk to the ownership. We're going to talk to the bid. Nobody gets a free pass. Okay, I think we've.
Harry's
Harry
part of
hand-
the
Harry
committee.
to death.
Harry's
Harry
part of
hand
the
is still-
committee.
Harry,
I got
go
a,
ahead.
I got a question. Are we doing this 2-minute time limit thing, or we're not doing this anymore?
I'm coming to you now.
Well, we've never set a 2-minute time limit. Maybe we
But
should.
for the gallery,
We'll
though, when the
discuss
gallery
that, though.
speaks, isn't this 2 minutes?
That's for the general board.
Board, right.
No, it's also for the committee, but it's up to the chair if they want to, and.
No, that
put
was
it in.
good.
Yeah.
We
Or
got a
can we
lot-
just can we just vote on this
for 2
Chipotle
minutes.
renewal?
Sometimes you have to go past 2 minutes. But I think you heard our steps and hopefully.
Yeah, I know,
they're-
but the last time they went past 2 minutes, we got in trouble because they saying, why is this person speaking for more than 2 minutes and the other one can't?
Well, you don't get attacked. We don't attack people. But I think we've beaten this to death for right now. You heard.
Oh,
the
yes, we
steps?
did. We did. We definitely beat it to death.
Okay, then let's go on.
So based on
Make a
there not
motion.
being issues with the liquor license or handling of liquor, I make a motion that we send a letter of no objection to SLA.
I'll second,
I
Joanne.
thirded, I
All in
forfeit. I
favor?
fifth.
No, open discussion.
Open for discussion?
We discussed it to death.
Anybody just, yeah, we did.
You know what?
All
I'm
in-
leaving
all
because
in favor
I
then.
cannot stand the
All in
anti.
favor?
I'm going to leave because I hate when people are so angry
You're
about
not-
this
No, you are not
discussion.
allowed to talk at.
Excuse
You're out of
me,
line.
don't start flipping your
You're
fingers
out
now,
of line.
okay?
All right, everyone,
I just,
treat each
Hey,
other with respect.
please.
That's what I
Let's
ask. So
respect
please,
each other,
Mr.
otherwise-
that guy should not be speaking to me after he flipped his finger, unless I have to make another complaint.
Thank you.
Chairperson, can you please
Put your
take
complaint
care of
in
this?
writing and send it in.
all right,
Yeah.
so is there any objection?
There's a motion on the floor.
Any abstentions? Seeing none, motion passes.
But there's a hand up there though.
Okay, we have a hand.
Cynthia?
Oh, sorry. Hi. Just to final, I think that the issue is, did we decide it's gonna go to sanitation so we can bring the issue up to sanitation at their committee meeting?
Yeah,
I think she should, Doug.
I'm gonna call the sergeant that is in charge when it comes to they doing patrolling and they check on all businesses. They usually call every Tuesday. And I'm gonna let them know the situation with Chipotle, so at least they can keep it on their routine checkup.
Thank you, Chris.
Same time, I'm gonna try to call the lawyer, the one that it's representing this Chipotle, because you gotta understand, this is a chain. So they have lawyers that they represent them. The headquarters is in Colorado, somewhere over there. So I'm gonna contact the lawyer, I'm gonna tell them that, even though that the board put in no objection when it comes to about them getting the liquor license. Yet again, a lot of complaints were down when it comes to upkeeping the outside of the property, meaning that, whatever trash that is thrown over there, they must clean when it comes to the front. Otherwise, we're gonna have no choice but to put the sanitation enforcement. And the funny part of sanitation enforcement is that they can give tickets, maybe 2 or 3 a day, compared to other sanitation when it comes to, like, for example, residential sanitation.
Yes, thank you so much, Chris.
We're gonna do that, yeah,
Thank you, Chris.
no problem.
Okay. We have any motions?
No,
Uh, We have
We have the cannabis dispensary license coming up.
yeah, we have another.
Yeah.
This is a liquor license stuff.
No more liquor license, no.
From last month you had on the agenda Chipotle at 1776 East Chester Road. That's missing.
Yeah,
Well, that's not on the calendar.
there's now in here though.
How about Casa Mofongo? We
I'm
tabled
gonna
that.
bring it, guys, patience. In the old business, I'm gonna bring the issues that were just mentioned. Continue with the agenda one after the other, please.
All right, let's Number 5, Joe.
New cannabis dispensary license. So we have a dispensary license at 2460 Williamsbridge Road. Do we know who's making an application for this?
Does that come under us though? Cannabis.
It's licensing.
What do you mean?
I don't think it's liquor license. They're not going to liquor authority, no?
What do
No,
you
I
mean?
guess it's our
It's-
responsibility at this point.
It's economic development, so.
Yeah.
It's not a liquor
Yeah.
license, it's just
No.
a cannabis, but it's
Yeah.
similar, it's licensing coming into our area.
Because I remember this thing came when David was chairman and
No, anything that has
Bring
to
it up,
do with
you can bring it up.
economic
That's-
development, which this is.
Yeah.
That's the name right there, Dennis Oscar.
Cannabis Emporium
Oh, there it is,
Incorporated,
okay.
and Dennis Osgood.
What type of background checks do they have to go through?
that's yeah.
I don't know.
David had-
I really don't know. This is brand new to us. This is brand new even to the city.
Well, I have to say something because I object to the location. 2460 Williamsbridge Road is just, I looked on Google Maps, it's 0.1 miles from PS 89. It's right across the street from the projects, which has some issues sometimes between Mace and Waring Avenue. There are a lot of issues usually on that strip where the post office is and on all the way up to the Columbus, the check cashing place. It's really a bad location. I mean, that's my opinion.
I gotta add that too.
What's some of the rules that I put up for this? Like 200 feet away from the school or?
No, none of them. I don't know how it works.
That's what I don't know. I don't know how it works. So I remember this thing came with David one time.
Well, it's more than 200 feet, but it is really close.
My
It
feeling
is. I just looked it up and I did it as if I was walking and it's well, a 2-minute walk and it's, 89 is a K through 8. It's not just a baby school. It's a K through 8. So you have older kids there, plus you have issues in that area.
Yeah,
Do we know anything about the ownership?
it's literally almost.
I don't know how we're gonna act on these things. This is the
Yeah,
first time.
exactly, Chris. I don't know how
and
we-
they're
this
not
is
here.
The table.
No,
is
they're
fine.
not here.
Rules and regulation of these things then.
To
I
my,
guess
to my
I don't think
understanding,
we have enough information to do anything with this.
You're right.
so.
I
You
think
want
we
to
have to
table it?
this.
You want
Or
to table it?
For the general meeting, or table it for our next meeting.
my-
Unless the
So we
some
have
of the
some-
rules are.
can you can I speak, please? You're talking all in the same time. This is, if I'm not wrong, the gentleman showed up in one of our meetings when he started talking about dispenser being brought into our district. They were aiming somewhere in Alderton area. Out of blue, they're showing up in this place. Now, I'm not talking anymore as a staff. I'm talking as a resident. I live not far from here. It's a very bad area. It's right in front of 2 schools that are right nearby. Columbus High School that has 4
All right.
high schools within it, and not far from the PS 189, I think it's called I-89.
PS 89.
PSIS 89, which they go up
Oh,
to.
it's another one. Oh, boy.
So it's another one a little bit further and across, and then it's right across from the project. I mean, we were against the methadone clinic that was about to come in that area, and we fought tooth and nails for them not to come. This, even though that is a legal dispensary, I don't think that's going to be very, 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 very good area for when it comes to that matter.
My feeling is.
I agree with you, Chris.
Hey.
I mean, the area is bad. If we want to take a vote on whether or not we want to have that there, then I think we can do that. But as far as making any other type of decisions on the cannabis, I don't think we can do that. But we don't want it in that location. So I would make a motion that we disapprove of this at this location.
This is the funny part because I don't know to whom we're going to send an email.
Correct.
Well, let's just have it in our records that we disapprove of it.
I agree.
Okay.
But we need in the future to find out the rules and regulation.
We
all
need a
the
procedure.
Procedure them, how it work, because we know what liquor license, how it works.
This is
How
the
many-
funny part, even the city doesn't know how to act on this thing.
That's so, I don't know. We don't know. I mean, it's a bad neighborhood, but we have to get kind of procedure, rules and regulation, but it's.
Well, it's an area with lots of kids. That's the problem.
Yeah, I live right, literally a couple of blocks from there. So it's not the worst neighborhood. It's not a bad neighborhood because I'm right down the block and it's really quiet. It's just that
Sadly
the
speak.
place where it is, it's not good. A lot of the kids from there, as somebody mentioned before, they go up to 8th grade. There's been instances on Pelham Parkway and other neighbors areas where they've actually gone in and brought gummies. Having something that close to a school, to me, is not a good idea.
No, to me,
That's
either.
just my personal opinion.
And
May I
also
please speak?
for the housing development. So
Go ahead.
why don't we let the motions
Hold on,
stand?
Miguel.
I think Miguel wants to speak, Joe.
Yeah.
So first Miguel and then Diana.
Okay.
Okay, so I really feel like, look, we've got weed shops everywhere, everywhere.
Yeah.
Like this is a huge problem for all of us. So I just want to be play devil's advocate a bit and say, look, at least these guys like came for a license. Like a legal license. All these shops, you guys see them all over the place.
All over.
All brand new, grand opening with, super bongs in the windows. It's not good. It's not good at all. But at the same time, all of these illegal ones are right next to schools or churches or anything else, and the kids are going to smoke weed. Let them get it from a licensed place by the state that it's not like crazy stuff. That's how I feel.
Well, they're not going to be able to even get it because they're underage. But there might be some, funny business going on in front of the shops. And that
Okay,
they
but
might be involved with.
there's always that drunk guy in front of the corner store that's going to go in and buy you a beer.
Okay,
I think
Yeah,
we've
there
had
you go.
enough of what ifs.
This is a hell of a-
Diana?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I initially had reservations about the location, but it is just a few doors down from a liquor store, and we live with a liquor store. Also, I've had the experience of shopping in a dispensary in Massachusetts. It is very regulated, very regulated. Like you have to show ID twice. The products are not out in the front. They bring them out to you after you tell them what you want. It's very strictly regulated, and there's only 7 dispensaries in the entire Bronx. And I think it would be important for us to bring one to our area. And, initially I thought, well, why not on White Plains Road? But people will go there because it's a licensed dispensary. They'll come from other parts of the area, and it will be a boost for all of the businesses along that block to have a licensed dispensary there, because with only 7 in the entire Bronx, there's going to be a lot of people going there. And I think the fears of, they're selling to kids it's not going to happen if they're anywhere near as regulated as they are in Massachusetts.
Oh, it's gonna happen because it's gonna be
No,
bought.
Chris, I just said,
New York City.
I
It's
just said,
gonna be
no,
bought
it's
by
not.
other
From my
adults.
experience in Massachusetts,
Well,
the way
Massachusetts
that the official dispensaries are regulated.
is not
Please
Bronx.
don't contradict me when I'm speaking from experience.
Your experience might be nice and smooth, but when the shooting starts, and it has happened, when people got shot many times in that area, and the drugs have been sold for as long as I've been working, in my experience, since you're talking about contradicting, I don't think it's the right place for the dispensary to be. Either it's controlled, stated, license stated, or whatever. I prefer not to be there. It can be anywhere else but in that area.
But Chris,
May I just speak?
we can discuss
I don't
this, we can
smoke
discuss
weed.
this all night, and we have to come to a conclusion.
You have the
I
hand.
have my hand raised. When can I speak?
Hold on.
Let somebody
Suzanne.
speak that hasn't
Let him
spoken.
speak first.
Bob first. Bob is here. Bob has to speak first.
Mr. Chair, we had a presentation a few months ago from Mellow Time, if you remember.
I remember.
And they wanted to put a dispensary at the, near the Allerton Triangle.
Yeah.
Now, you, had no objection to that, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
I don't remember.
Okay, what's gonna have to happen is this community board's gonna have to speak to the assemblyman or the state senator from the area and find out the rules exactly
Correct.
for what happens, you know, once the community board has it. I believe you only have 30 days, so you can't push it back.
Hmm.
All right, so it's just being treated like a liquor license. That's why it's coming before this committee. And you may not have to, and right now, I would suggest that you vote to disapprove this on the grounds that it's right across the street from a public school. And that would be your reasoning. Don't mention 200 feet or 500 feet, because I believe that's the rules too right now. But I would just say it is right across the street from a public school. That is why you're voting no on this matter.
Well, I would do that also. I would feel that same way, Bob.
Roxanne.
We have a lot of work to do, but we can't do it all tonight. I know everybody wants to speak and everybody has an opinion, but we can't be here all night. So, Bob made some good points. And again, my motion is that we disapprove.
Joe.
When do I get to speak? I'm sorry.
Joe.
When-
Joe, we have two people. Let's give them the last two people, Miguel and Ms. Delgado.
Roxanne, I didn't speak about this.
Yeah.
Everybody gets 2 minutes. That's it.
Yes, let's go. Let's
Okay.
start. Keep the
I
time.
know, but it's only I that got time straight. I'm saying, as a person who actually lives nearby, a person who's involved with Palm Parkway houses, that area has lots of shootings. It's not so much there's schools nearby. That area is already prone to violence because at night, you don't have to walk during the day, walk at night. You see all those guys loitering, drinking, hanging out in the liquor store, selling drugs, people buying drugs. I cannot imagine adding more because there's going to be either a turf war or there's going to be shooting. It's not so much that the kids are going to buy weed. Well, that's always a concern. The more concern is that it's already prone to violence. Do you want that area to be any more violent than it is? Because that area is known for being a notorious strip on that same area where he's proposing to open this dispensary. So I really hope people will not have just opinion, but know what goes on in this community. It's different to have an opinion. It's something else when you actually know this community for so long and you're involved in Palm Parkway houses. Many of you have probably never seen your one Palm Parkway houses meeting. I go to every meeting every month. And the main concern over there is the drugs. So why are you going to add more drugs? It's going to be, we don't want kids shot. No more shootings in that area. We want to reduce violence. So thank you so much.
That's
Thank
what I said,
I
Roxanne.
got one other speaker and then let's vote.
Miguel, you're next, please.
That was a personal attack, but I'm good. Thank you.
Can I say something before we vote?
Well, you're part of the committee. Go ahead.
This situation here, when the state passes this, they don't have a manual with all the rules and regulations that we can have a look at it before we can do anything.
Still making them.
Because I remember this thing came up one time when David was chairman, and David said this doesn't have nothing to do with the economics committee. That's my point to you.
Well,
guys.
it's a business.
Well, that's the thing. It's a business and it's licensing. So in my opinion, it would
It
have. to
definitely
be-
comes here.
Yeah.
Yes.
The problem we're
Oh,
having
that's
is
Public safety, right.
they don't have anything really set up yet for the licensing. They're still working on it as far as I know. So we can't really put together a procedure for our committee
Right.
if they haven't finished putting the procedure or the requirements for the state. So
Yeah,
we have to
voted.
wait, unfortunately. We can only do what we feel is right for the community, but based on any kind of procedures or anything like that, we don't have anything to go by.
That's true.
That's
But
true.
they want us to vote, right?
So we,
So
know,
let's
but-
go with the motion.
You know, there's a cannabis czar, right?
The cannabis law?
A
Czar?
cannabis czar that takes care of this. If you want, you can send a letter to her. Her name is Deshita Dawson.
Well, that depends on.
Very good, Harry.
That's a decision.
No, because you know what?
that's
I
made.
don't really think that.
We have to make a decision right now whether we're gonna say yay or nay to this. Now, that's the,
I say nay. I say nay. Nay.
need a second.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? of
What
saying-
exactly is the motion?
Sorry?
What exactly is the
We
motion?
Everything
disapprove.
is this location.
Okay,
Across the street from the school.
Cannabis.
okay, so we send a letter of objection or we object to the location of.
We cannot send a letter to whom, I mean, it's, we object.
Cannabis czar, the cannabis czar. Look it up on the internet.
When she gets.
Let Chris speak first. Go ahead, Chris.
What I'm trying to say, you can write it that we as a committee object of the location of this dispensary, because I mean, since we agreed that since it has passed as a law that the cannabis can be sold into stores, it's nothing we can do to stop them. The only thing is that we can object on the proposed
Okay.
Location.
location.
That's the motion.
That's the motion.
That's the motion.
So Chris, we
No.
could look into sending this letter to the, to Sheila Dawson or
Dawson,
Cynthia
Dawson,
Rodriguez
Dawson.
also said this.
The Sheeta Dawson.
Okay, we'll look into that. And then also Cynthia provided the Office of Cannabis Management. We could look into that also to see if that's somewhere we can send it to.
We can send
Okay.
it to
Right now, let's get this motion passed. We're saying the same things.
So who made the motion?
we can send it to the liaison
Okay, motion.
mayor.
You want to make a motion?
No, Joe made a motion.
Wait,
already.
Made a motion
We
Joe
can,
made a motion,
I need a
Joanne
second.
seconded, Joanne seconded it.
and a vote.
we discussed it.
Okay, any objections?
I object.
Miguel objects.
Abstention.
I abstain too.
Miguel objects. Burnham abstains. How many? 1, 2, 3.
I really appreciate that they're at least trying to get a license. That's all.
Okay, so
It's $1 million industry. It's gonna
Passes.
happen no matter what.
Better it be regulated.
Absolutely, Miguel. Thank you.
So Harry, are you approving
yes.
or are you objecting to it?
I'm objecting, but it's still gonna happen no matter what. Like I said, it's $1 million industry in the city, the income that's gonna get out of it. So I object, but it's still gonna happen.
You're objecting to the motion or objecting to the location?
The location.
Ah, okay. So you're
Okay.
okay with the motion?
That is the motion, the location.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 1 objection, 1 abstention, motion passes.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, what else do we have?
we did our motions already.
Chris, get some-
Any old business?
yeah, Chris said you're gonna speak to
Any
something.
old business?
Chris have one, right?
I have 2 old businesses.
Okay, we got a couple of hands.
Okay, so Chris, go ahead with the old business and then we'll go to the raised hands.
Right, I notified both as per your request, the Chipotle that's gonna open on East Chester Road, 1776. And they requested if we can postpone it for June meeting. The same thing about La Casa de Mofongo, the one
Yeah.
that's gonna open in East Daniel Road. They're also requested if we can table it until June. So both of them requested for extension until June, so they can come in the committee meeting at the June's committee meeting.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
fine.
No
That's good.
objection.
Well, no objection. We don't have a problem with that. They're cool.
Okay, anything else, Chris?
No, you
How
have to.
about new business? Oh, you got hands up.
No, that's about it.
Thank you, Chris.
Okay.
Okay,
New
Rox,
business.
No, let
Cynthia has her hands up.
let's do the hands first. Which one of them? Joe? Which one of
What?
them? You want one of them to have the hands up?
Oh, let them speak.
right,
Yes.
Roxanne?
I just want to request, shouldn't the community board hold a public hearing for the Pelham Parkway, especially the NYCHA residents, to have input on this proposed site? We're not against legalized dispensary. It's not that. It's the location. You're putting in a very bad location where there's enough violence. Basically making sure, shouldn't we have a public hearing to hear from NYCHA residents? Why it's just a couple of people in this room deciding the fate of NYCHA housing? They should decide. They're the residents.
Committee.
We already objected, Roxanne.
Yeah.
I understand, but maybe in the future we have a
Okay.
public hearing to, so I don't think people are aware of all the things that goes on in Pelham Parkway houses. I know because I happen to be an honorary resident for some reason. Thank you.
Cynthia?
Hi, I was wanted to inquire whether or not the committee was aware of any fines or extra expenses that have been incurred due to the later set out times for garbage by DSNY.
Expenses?
Annotations.
Yeah, so are you aware of any businesses in the area who have been fined or had additional expenses related to fines because of the later garbage set out times?
I don't know. Have they reported any here, Chris? Has any business reported that here?
Can you repeat again? What's the issue? I'm sorry.
Well,
Whether or
has any
not it,
business been fined because of the garbage and the late hour they pick it up?
Private sanitation.
No, I mean, first of all, like Bob mentioned, the private sanitation deals with businesses. It's not the sanitation from the city. I mean, they're not pick up the garbage by regular sanitation from the city.
Right.
So if
But we
the
haven't
ticket is
received
given,
any complaints.
if the ticket is given, it's given the next day or after they give that period of time in which they can go outside and clean. So I think they start after 9 a.m. or 8 a.m., something like that. So they give
9 a.m.
a little bit, yeah, they give a little bit of time for them to go outside and clean around but I haven't gotten any phone calls, businesses complaining when it comes to that matter.
Okay. What's the next question?
No, the other guy had it hand up.
Miguel?
Miguel.
No?
Miguel, do you want to speak?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay,
All right. So
Anybody in the room? Everybody's good?
Bob?
No, no. I'm fine.
I just wanted to state for the record, so that we know, the committee knows, I am against also the location of that dispensary, and I am in agreement with this committee to make a vote. And this has to be with further discussion going forward, because there's just not enough information. This is all coming down like an avalanche
Yeah.
with the state.
They have no idea.
Right.
They're putting them wherever they want to put them. They have no idea the impact.
But also, Joe,
It's going to take time for them to study this.
you're gonna have to find out if these dispensaries, the people who are opening them, have to come to the community board, which I believe they do, have to come to the community board, like the guy from LL Times.
That's a good point.
that's
And
good.
that's something we should find out.
Yeah, definitely. We also, I do agree that, more as more of these come in, we may have to have a public hearing on them. But we can't really have a public hearing if we ourselves don't know what our procedure is gonna be. So
Right.
until we get that all
Okay.
hammered down, then definitely we
Get free
can.
hand then.
Okay.
Cynthia had her hand up first.
I just, I, as Harry mentioned, this is something that will be happening, at some point. And it is clear that we are lacking a lot of guidance. I just wanted to make the suggestion, maybe someone from the committee or someone from the Office of Cannabis Management can come and speak to the board and provide some guidance, or, just going on the website and doing a little homework there. Just a thought.
Not a bad idea.
Um,
Would be a good idea to get some parameters from.
Just because they apply for the license doesn't mean they're gonna get it. You know how many people apply for this license?
No, but it's a good idea to perhaps
No, sure,
have a
but I-
speaker come in, an expert on this come in and give us the parameters.
That's a great
Better to
idea.
have them, it's better to have them
Okay, we got
apply
one
for
more
a
speaker.
license than just open stores wherever they want.
We didn't hear Miguel. Go ahead again.
No, well, the unlicensed vendors right now, because there's no licensing
They're
parameters.
everywhere.
So, from my understanding is a lot of these places, once the licensing gets shut down, may not get approved for licensing and will end up getting shut down. So we have to wait for the licensing stuff to come through before anything can really be done about that.
But the state doesn't even know
That's
what's
right.
going on. So
Exactly. That's why we're kind of working blind right now until we know what's going on.
I would appreciate if, I don't know who suggested it, but if we got clarification from the Office of Cannabis Management.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to them
Yeah.
and see what we could do about it. Okay, and see if we could get someone here. either here or to the public safety, whichever works out for whatever you want to do, Joe.
Yeah,
Okay,
Okay.
Diana?
Yeah,
I
I just
think
wanted
both-
to draw attention to the information that I found online while you were talking. That the community board approval is not absolutely needed, that it's the Office of Cannabis Management, which I think is a state office that you would write to, and that an unfavorable community board decision could be appealed. And we could also ask the proprietor why they chose that location. There are only, remember, there's only 7 so far in the Bronx. And one of the problems with the unlicensed smoke shops is that it's taking so long to get the licensed dispensaries up and going that we're leaving ourselves open to all the unlicensed ones. So I think it really is, there is urgency to get this done and approved.
Okay, we do need an expert to come in. With that being said, does anybody else have anything new?
Yes, Joe.
Go ahead, sure.
We had made the time here for 7:30 because of 2-person, remember?
Yeah, those people are gone.
And
Well,
they're
move it
gone.
up
Can
to
we go
7
back,
again.
can we go back to 7 again?
I think it's a good idea.
We gotta vote on it though.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea.
7:30 to 7.
It's up to the chair.
Okay, so,
It's up to the chair.
yeah,
Make it-
are you?
No, I wanna get your opinion. I know
I-
you
I
want.
wanna
some.
I'm fine with it going to 7,
Me
yeah.
too. Diane?
Joe?
Joanne, are you okay with it?
Joanna.
7, right, 7 o'clock instead of 7:30?
Yes.
That's fine.
Okay.
Miguel?
Oh, yeah, Miguel.
I get too hungry for dinner at 8. I'm good.
Okay,
Harry, your report. Harry.
I would
Good
suggest.
song.
that
7
passes
o'clock sounds
unanimous.
great to me. 7 o'clock sounds great.
Perfect, okay.
Okay,
So going forward, it'll be at 7
7
o'clock.
o'clock.
Okay.
Chris, you've got that too, right? Okay, somebody make a motion, we're going home.
Okay, motion to adjourn?
I second it.
All in
All
favor?
in favor, all of us.
Aye.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night.
I want to stay till 10 o'clock.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
Well,
you.
it was an interesting meeting.
Very.
Miguel, save that for the
I
full
guess
board meeting.
Miguel came and stirred things up.
Yeah, that'll happen. All right.
Okay,
have a
we're
good night, you
finished.
guys.
Take care,
See you
guys.
later.
Have a great week. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, baby. Where's those little treats? Where are the little treats? No, let's stay right there.